So we've come here now to talk about the permaculture principle of energy cycling and that there is no waste in nature. So as an example, we can apply that to our human systems and think about what our wastes are and how can we use them in other parts of things that we need. So for example, dealing with our human waste, excrement and urine, I've taken you to an example here of a composting toilet. And so this system is set up that there's a toilet that has a chute down, and we'll look below in a moment. When you go to the toilet, any urine is diverted away and caught separately, and that can be used as a fertilizer in the garden. And also any poo is dusted with sawdust, adding a bit of carbon so that it composts really well. And then it's maturing for about a year to create a really good rich compost, and that's then used on the garden. So we're closing the loop of the human waste, creating fertility that can be put on the garden after a good period of resting and composting, so there's no harmful bacteria left, and then providing the nutrients for the food that we can eat again. So this is all about closing loops and cycles, so that we don't create any waste. So here we are at the other side of the composting toilet and below, and you can see where the chamber pot, when we do our givings, it drops down into a big chamber under here, and sawdust is added each time, so we've got some carbon, and that will help the composting. And on this side is where the compost from last year happened, and so you can see the quality of compost is all degraded and turned into good fertilizer, and this is used on the gardens then to feed the plants that feed the people. Another part of that toilet is that as you sit down and do your stuff, that when you weed, the urine is actually caught by a plate that is diverted into a little container here, and so this urine, it gets taken and diluted with water and used as a fertilizer for the plant, so liquid feed. And also it can be used to activate charcoal or the biochar that is made here from waste wood, and so it adds nutrients that again builds the soil, so creating lots of fertility in the soil and closing those loops of waste to food.